Hello and welcome to Boarding Party's Pokemon DnD campaign. Featuring Bentley Woods, CJ, Phoebe Wilheim, Milo Reuter, and D. Blackwater. I'm Drew, the Game Master for the Lyris region. With a wounded Gordo in tow, the Tots take their first steps into the mysterious village of Ediola. Hello, welcome. Session 78.
It's us again.
It is.
Tricked
It's a double feature. You thought it was the Man Bun Boys, but
Gotta
it's
keep
not.
you on your toes.
Yes. For reasons. It's fine. They're good. We'll come back to them. It's okay.
They perished in the cave.
Anyways. That would be really awkward, though, if I just didn't ever tell you guys that. And we
Yeah.
just, they'll be back. Don't worry.
And then we
For
just
the
schedule,
reunion,
like, we just schedule
70
like
sessions
this.
from now. Anyways. When last we left the lot of you, you were just approaching the outer limits of Etiola.
Yes.
City of untold mysteries and also not covered in snow.
Yes.
Despite the fact that it's like right at the center of this raging storm.
Magic.
Heated driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.
Hot rocks. They just boil water and they throw it outside and then it turns into ice immediately. Alright. But yes, when last I left you, you were headed up into Etiola with none other than Gordo.
Alive.
He lived.
Barely.
Mercifully survived thanks to the incredible role of a Yeti, aka an Abomasnow.
Yes.
If a Yeti couldn't crit in that moment, no one could have.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, oh shoot, I just killed Gordo. And I was like, well, he's coming up and, oh. Alright then.
Did you look at that?
The
Why
dice
not?
decided Gordo shall live.
Yep.
He's just crippled. The dice gods.
Yes.
Dice gods, baby. Alright. Well, as you head up towards Etiola proper, you're expecting some sort of like actual village, maybe even a town, but it's not. It is a circle of tents surrounding one large central longhouse. There is, however, one other structure, sort of off to the side, bearing a mark of a Laresian city gym. There is a gym in Etiola, however, looks like it's been boarded up, at least temporarily.
This longhouse, is it like Native American kind of like looking, or would you consider it like Viking, like Norwegian looking?
Probably closer to Norwegian/Viking style. Very large, thick, heavy log structure. Enormous. And, oddly enough for the lot of you, billowing with smoke through the top of a chimney.
Oh.
So there's fire there.
And as you come a little closer into the center of town, you see several very small white puppies. As they kind of watch you on approach, you see all manner of small elemental blasts popping out of them. Every time they bark, there's a little roll of thunder in the distance. Sometimes there's a little puff of smoke. Other times, grass and other mosses seem to be growing on their little feet. And on very rare occasions, they even seem to be skating on what looks like water.
I'll take 12.
They look kind of like Red Puppy.
A little
A
bit.
little bit.
But they seem to kind of give off more than just one ability.
Yeah. Well, definitely something to look into while we're here.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I gotta admit, I'm drawn to the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire,
Yeah, should we go see what that is?
Yes.
100%.
Cool.
Lead the way.
Oh, okay. I'll lead the way.
Smoke.
Okay. Yeah, as you approach the large longhouse-looking building, you see two like adolescent-looking white puppies. They look kind of in between. They're kind of gangly, but they're sitting up straight. They got the same body structure as a Houndoom, but they look like a Growlithe.
Okay.
They're kind of like awkward tween Simba-looking thing. They're like kind of growing a little bit of a mane.
Okay.
Do they have like saber tooth like teeth? Like are they longer?
They're coming in, but they're like kind of to here, so they just sort of talk like this. They're not really intimidating yet. They just kind of, they look a little awkward.
Yeah.
But they still stand tall and proud in their seat in there. And there's an elderly woman sat on a chair on the porch. And as you approach, she just kind of gives you a quizzical head turn. And then just kind of goes back to sitting.
Okay. Well, I mean, if she's just gonna ignore me, I guess I'll just try to open this door if there's a door or the flap.
Yeah, the two hounds just kind of excitedly kind of look to the side, dog. But they don't seem to make any effort to stop you.
Is this like somebody's house? Like, are we allowed to just kind of like walk in? Is this like a community thing?
I have no idea.
I'm having this conversation purposely loud so the old woman can hear.
Okay.
Because I don't do confrontation like that.
She'll just very gently lean forward to you, and in a very crackly voice, just goes, "Pull the door."
Okay.
And then he pushes it.
Yeah.
Headbutt. Oh.
This isn't doing nothing. I can't get in.
I will pull open the door.
Okay.
Goodie.
Yeah. The first thing you notice when you open the door is warmth.
Ooh,
In
what?
stark contrast to how cold it's been.
So beautiful.
As soon as you open the doors, it's like walking into a sauna.
It's like walking
What the
outside.
heck?
in
It's like
Arizona.
walking outside in Arizona right now. It's,
120 degrees in here.
no, but it is probably in like the mid 80s.
Wow.
Like it is sweat worthy in there.
Interesting.
The heck?
Is this like a
Yeah.
sweat lodge?
There is an enormous rectangular fire pit all along the center of this structure. There are little stools all along the side, and it looks like a place where folks gather to eat meals and just sort of like a communal meeting room.
Is there a said communal meeting going on present?
There is not. At the moment, you only see two individuals in here.
Okay.
One is an enormous Arcanine,
Okay.
bearing a similar fur structure to the hounds you've seen outside and all around. Everybody get a little perception check. So it's just a little one as you walk on in here, and then we'll keep on
That
going
went
with some
on a journey.
explanations.
14.
Oh, Milo, as the heat hits you, you're like,
Brain
oh
blast.
man. Anyways, I can see again, guys, now that it's not cold outside. Okay.
20 baby.
Phoebe, how'd you do?
14.
Okay, so Phoebe, it takes you a second to notice this, as the other two kind of pointed out to you. The large Arcanine at the other end of this hall is huge. It is
big.
enormous. Along each of its massive fangs, one of which has a large crack in it, are runes. One of which matches the rune of protection, which you've seen before.
Okay.
And there seem to be maybe a half dozen or so other ones on each of the fangs on either side. And as you enter, this large tiger of an Arcanine just sort of gives out a loud yawn and a big sigh, and then opens one eye as you approach. And you notice it's coiled around a large throne made of wood, but carved to look like bone. This massive structure currently is the temporary resting place, the man is alive, of a individual. Seems like he's relatively tall. His limbs kind of stretch out along the edge of this wooden chair throne that he sits in. He's wearing some sort of ceremonial garb that seems to be interwoven with both imagery and parts of the Growliths and Arcanines that you have seen around. And over the top of this throne, again, very jarring for especially the two of you. Phoebe, you've seen gore before. It's not quite like this.
Oh.
There is mounted the head of a similarly massive Arcanine
Oh.
over the top of his throne. And carved into the forehead seems to be some other sort of rune.
What?
Yeah, D seeing that, like, with Milo being a friend, D takes one step backwards. He's like,
Yeah. It looks like an X, and then on the right-hand side is a single red thumbprint. And as you're kind of taking this in, and D, you sort of take a step back, there's a very low but booming voice. Enter. As the man kind of leans forward in the chair.
Go, Milo, go.
Hold on.
First.
Okay.
I'll be right behind you. I will be
You
right
better
behind you.
Please, sit by the fire.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll sit and look down.
Be at ease, child. Where have you come from? I do not know your faces.
You're the oldest.
From Niels?
You are come from Rothhead.
Yes.
Then you have come far. Please,
A little bit
sit.
further.
How do you have fire?
Etiola is home to many gifts.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh.
And two young
sir.
boys come running out. They each have long blonde hair that's kind of been swept aside. Fetch them a meal.
Excuse me, sir. So, do you know that there's no fire anywhere else?
It has been told to me, yes. You are not the first to come calling.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
What do you mean?
Many have come here, seeking answers
Oh.
to the endless winter.
Already? Wow, I feel like we were pretty quick.
We were quick on the draw. We do have shorter legs.
And everyone else was like, what are you talking about?
Idiot children.
I mean, we've... Where were we when this happened?
Yeah, where were we?
we were just south of.
We were heading to
Fallen.
Summerbury, right?
Yeah,
We were in
yeah.
Summerbury.
Yeah, we were in Summerbury when
Yeah.
it hit, and I'll send out a little Arjan and be like, our fire Pokemon can't produce fire anymore, and some of them are even losing their color.
As Arjan exits the Pokeball,
Oh,
the flame on his back reignites, more prominent than ever.
and
Oh, look
As he's just like,
here, Pidgey. Ugh.
he's, oh my god.
Hold on,
Oh,
I just
so
have
nice.
to pause real quick. I just had the biggest thing of deja vu.
Really?
Like, hard. Like, word for word of what just happened. Like, 100% me writing down and all those words going off, and then me looking up to Drew and all that happening. Yeah.
What Final Destination thing do you have to die right
I don't know.
Yes, you're
now? Is
walking.
a plane about to crash into the...
Dude, I don't know, but that
No,
made my
you
head
just-
hurt.
Wow.
Yeah, as you guys approach Adiola, there's a big longhouse. You went, no!
Dude, oh, alright. Sorry. I just had to point that out, dude, because that freaks
But
me
yeah,
out.
Wow.
as Arjan exits, the
Yeah.
flame on his back is enormous. And he seems quite chipper. He seems happy.
Oh, look.
This is crazy. What?
As I said, Etiola is home to many gifts.
Well, I don't know if the people that have come here have just been asking for gifts, but we were coming here to try to help make it stop around the world.
Then it is not me that you seek. Which means we are kin. I would send you north if you wish for answers. Speak with Ginosh.
Yes. Okay. We heard from Friedrich about him and that he was one we wanted to speak with.
Friedrich speaks true.
I.
You just start inherently like mimicking him.
That's one of my favorite Mila traits is to assimilate quickly into culture.
The man gives you a side glance, like,
We are kin.
And he goes, boy, bring them the jug.
Oh.
If you are to head north, you will need protection. I can arrange this for you.
Oh.
As Gordo is just like kneeling,
Oh yeah,
wordless.
Gordo. Can you help him? His legs?
I mean, do you have a doctor?
Yeah.
He fell off a cliff.
He trying to get his pack.
Yeah.
We were trying to help him.
Or maybe we should, I don't know if he should go with us. Is it super dangerous further north?
It is.
Okay, so maybe
You will
Gordo should
require
come.
2 working legs to
Sorry,
make the
Gordo.
journey safely. As Gordo's just like, hey, yeah, not going any further. Nope. Bring the jug and fetch Durna. As one of the young boys runs back in with a plate of nice warm breads and a little bit of stew.
Ooh. Then it's warm, huh?
It's like
Yes.
piping hot.
Is there meat in this stew?
There does appear to be meat in the stew.
You can pick it out.
I'll just have the bread.
But if you're vegan.
It's tofu.
That's like the worst thing to tell somebody that they're vegan, being like, but it's not real meat, I promise. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, no.
If he doesn't want it, and you kind of push it aside, I'll be like, okay, and I'll let Arjan try some
Yeah,
100%.
cultural cuisine of the north.
He kind of like tugs
butter
on
and
your
salt.
shoulder and he's like, your bag, my spices.
Yeah, it's just
It's so
butter and
bland.
salt.
It was just,
I'll let him season it, and
all right.
cool.
The other boy runs back out with 3 mugs and an enormous jug
Okay.
of like bright red liquid. It's steaming at the top. It's almost bubbling. As he pours it into the mugs and kind of hands one to each of you, goes, slow.
Slow.
Should our Pokemon drink this too, or is this mostly for people? Me. Okay.
And he kind of points to Arjan and is like,
Okay.
Okay.
Can I medicine or survival check this to figure out what it is
Yeah.
in some sort of nature? To make
Let's
sure
get a
it's
survival check.
safe for human consumption?
I'm just gonna start sipping.
Okay.
I'm full in.
That's a 5.
He said you're a kid
Okay.
and now you're completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've assimilated.
All right. Yeah, Milo, as soon
I've
as
had
the
this before,
liquid
actually.
hits
Yeah.
your lips, it feels like you've drank a pepper. You're like immediately kind of sweaty and you're like, oh, jeez, that's really hot. But after a few moments, the feeling kind of passes and you're like, oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
And you notice you're not really like sweaty in here anymore. You feel very comfortable.
Interesting. Good to know. Yes.
I must encourage you to finish the mug before you return outdoors.
I
For the
will.
full effect.
I'm assuming
Okay.
I get nothing from it with that low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh. Ooh.
Can I
It's a mochaccino.
investigate
Mm-hmm.
to see if he has any tattoos of the arrow variety?
Oh yeah. You get a. Actually, with your crit from earlier, I will tell you there is no need. His sleeves are bare. He does have many tattoos,
Okay.
but all of them bear imagery of Arcanines and other similar tiger-like creatures.
Is it any
No
runes?
blatant arrows.
No arrows in the sense of what you have seen.
Okay.
He does seem to have like a rune of protection
Yeah,
tattooed
yeah.
on there, so there's an arrow in that sense, but not the large.
Full sleeve,
Black,
all the
black arrow.
runes.
He's got runes.
Yeah, they seem to
Sure.
be worked into the tiger imagery,
Okay.
and you do notice each of the runes on his arms matches one of the ones on his tiger's fangs.
Okay.
D, as he's kind of like sipping at his ghost pepper mochaccino slowly, kind of leans forward a little bit and goes, "Are you Janusz?"
I am. How rude of me not to introduce.
No,
And he stands to his full height. You can see he uses a walking stick made entirely of bone. It seems to just be holding a massive femur as he stands.
See the pack leader.
Goes, Janusz Gallet.
Oh.
The pleasure is mine.
Oh. Oh.
How are you called?
Oh. I.
That was a good drink.
Yeah, as you take a sip of the pepper, you're just.
I do want to say before I forget that by the time this episode airs, the red pepper mochaccino will be a drink at Starbucks because that's what tends to happen when we do stuff. And they'll be like, "Oh, that's crazy! You guys are so current." Like, no, I just predicted it.
Yeah, but
Ghost
you'll never
pepper.
believe us, even
Yep.
though it's June 19th right now.
And then we can leave that in if it happens, or cut it if it don't.
Yep.
Win-win.
It's already gone, but maybe.
I'm D Blackwater. I'm from Green Gate.
D of House Blackwater. It is an honor to meet you.
You as well. I too have a growlith, but not of that variety. Mine was a reddish orange in nature until the ice happened. I was told by Friedrich that you would know how to fix it, maybe, or to give me more information about what's going on with it.
Is your friend with you?
Unfortunately not. I didn't want to bring him in these harsh conditions, and I didn't know where we were going in the meantime. I've never
Do you guys
been up here.
have a PC like for changing out Pokemon here? Maybe.
We do not know.
Okay. It's worth a shot.
We do not believe in the sinful nature of imprisoning wild creatures. We prefer instead to live alongside.
That's fair.
But I will not judge you for your actions. Prior to now. Tell me then, young Blackwater. What brings you here?
Same as them, to figure out how to bring everything back to normal.
I am Milo of House Rooter.
Oh, I was supposed to introduce myself.
Hello.
Skip, please.
I'd like to remain mysterious.
Very well. Milo of House Rooter.
Yeah.
It is an honor to meet you.
To you as well.
Phoebe. Wilhelm.
Very well, Phoebe of House Wilhelm. Welcome to Etiola. The beverages before you should protect you from the more extreme temperatures for a time. If you are to head north to the summit, you will need them.
How long do they last? I.e., should we leave now?
You should have left 5 minutes ago.
Their effects will last until you head south, past the ruins that you saw on the way up.
Interesting. Okay. That's cool.
What, where do these runes come from?
Originally, I do not know. All I have been told is that the Mutaberg has many gifts, and we are keen to share.
The what?
Make a Phoebe and D, book nerds. Make
Yeah.
a history check.
Book nerds for the win.
History?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was
Oh,
on a 19,
no.
and it was like, pff, that's a 7 for D.
8.
Okay. Yeah, neither one of you are like, huh? What? Just Mutaberg.
Mutaberg.
Mm-hmm.
Was what?
They got nothing.
Is that the ice rock that people keep talking about?
What
No.
is that?
Mutaberg?
Yeah, what is it?
That's where the runes come from? Or their origins, maybe?
No, the ice rock, as some have taken to calling it, comes from somewhere else, but the climate here suits it.
Okay.
Ginosh can tell you more.
Yeah, we kind of heard about him and his staff of winters.
Then you know it is wise not to cross him.
Do now.
Yep, that's of course part of the tale. Yep.
It is customary to bring him a gift.
Of
If you were
something
to see him.
importance, right?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was for the bird itself, not for him.
It would behoove you to think of them as one and the same.
Is he like a speaker of, like, the communicator in between the two?
Aye. To offend Ginosh is to offend winter itself.
I noticed it. I mean, it looked kind of boarded up, but it looked like there was a gym here. Are you guys still part of the gym circuit?
We are.
Oh, okay.
And in times of less turmoil, you will find me there.
Oh.
Oh, you're the leader too?
Oh.
As he kind of puts a massive mitt on the back of the Arcanine head on the back of his chair. One does not take a title so easily and refuse to defend it.
Fair enough. Well, maybe one day we'll get to battle.
Should you survive
Why not?
your meeting with Ginosh, you
You'll
are
just
welcome in
give
the
us the
arena
badge. Oh,
anytime.
okay.
Nice try.
Had to sneak it in there.
Can I get that in writing? Dang it. Look up what Mutaberg.
At the library. Okay. Well, what time of day is it ish?
Oh, so it's interesting for you guys. Being this high up
Yeah.
in the mountains,
Okay.
it's very, very cloudy.
Okay.
And it's honestly with the eternal blizzard kind of around you.
Yeah.
You get the feeling it's like late afternoon, but it's also just you've been hiking for a long time, so you're like, okay, I'm tired,
Right.
but it might be that it's been a long day or that it's just been a long day.
So the way I see it, we can either like start going, but I'm a little beat. We could see maybe if there's other stuff to do or like train with or learn about nearby. Call it a night, and then we can wake up and start heading north.
Yeah, I kind of want to look around.
We can do that. Do you have any housing or
Lodging.
for the three of us?
We do not, but you are welcome to sleep here.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
cool.
Thank
The
you.
fire will rage through the night.
That's nice.
It's a welcome sight, honestly.
Going back to our previous discussion, if I bring my friend back, do you think you can help him if this doesn't fix him with whatever we do?
Make a persuasion check. Come on, D.
15?
Hey! Alright. Janosch will clutch at the large femur staff, take out a small knife, and carve off a little chip, and he begins etching something into the side of it. Looks like 2 swoops, the line down the middle, and he hands the tiny chip to you. When fire is restored to your lands, crack the bone of a one that rages as the one before you. Your friend will return to normal. Alternatively, you may bring him here, and I will welcome him into the pack.
like to live here forever?
If that is your wish.
Okay.
So wait, is this little guy? Hold up, Arjan. Is he just like better now, or I assumed when I left, the being near the fire would kind of go away.
Unfortunately for you, as soon as you leave this building, his flames will soon follow.
Okay.
Maybe you could hang out. We go.
No, I'll keep him with me. I'll look at the mounted head of an Arcanine on the wall. No, I'm gonna keep him with me.
I don't think he's gonna sacrifice Arjan.
I don't know their customs.
You
I just
you
pretend
acclimated.
to.
Wait, I got fish right.
Thank you for the hospitality. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yes, thank you. And I will pretend I'll do like a bow.
You get a chuckle.
Okay.
It is not necessary to kneel before the master of tigers, but the notion is appreciated. Welcome to the pack, Milo of House Ruta, Phoebe of House Wilhelm, and Dee of House Blackwater.
Screaming internally.
And yeah, Dee will kind of get up and finish off the
This is
hot
mean.
pepper mocha latte.
Hot pepper mocha latte.
Set it down and just kind of he'll do like a small like little like head nod, not as probably like grand as what Mila did, but kind of just out of respect. Yeah.
A little-
And that ostrich move. Like, what are you doing, D? Are you okay?
Yeah. Dee will make his way outside.
Well,
Okay.
I wanted to ask, like, is there a goal you guys have in mind for like what you want to do?
I want to check out all these runes.
Okay.
I want to ask about these runes around town.
Interesting point. Yeah, is Claremont out, or have you kept him away?
He was carrying Gordo, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was carrying Gordo, yeah. So he's out.
Okay. Yeah. Claremont, in the presence of seeing all these runes,
Yeah.
he just looks starstruck.
Really?
He's like,
He likes all of them.
ooh.
Yeah.
Points to a number of tapestries along the wall, each one bearing a massive rune. Ooh. As potentially much to your dismay, Janosch walks over
Oh, dang.
and places a hand on Claremont's shoulder.
Yeah.
And begins communicating with Claremont
What?
in a similar series of grunts and hand signals.
Claremont understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They seem to be engaged in a very intricate conversation on the nature of runes
Nice.
and their meanings.
Is he from here?
Claremont?
Yeah.
I don't
As
know.
Claremont kind of points towards the largest of the tapestries, with yet another very intricate rune. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Janosch pats him on the back and goes, "You are not ready, my child, but someday."
Ooh.
As Claremont just goes, and he kind of points over at the runes on the tapestries and is like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna write them down. Yeah.
Yeah, draw him. Yeah.
So
Ooh.
and he's like,
Oh, you want some tattooed?
do you want them on you?
That's gonna
He wants you to be inked.
and he points at three in particular.
Dude, put him,
Okay.
if he's a Machamp, one on each fist, and they're like different punches.
That's how you get fire, ice, and thunder
It's
punch.
so freaking cool.
Let's
Alright,
get a,
One on
give
his
me
delts.
give me 3 insight checks if you would be so kind.
Yeah.
One for each of the runes, and we'll see what you're able to discern on the nature of these things. As Claremont is excitedly trying to gesture towards you.
I did an
Insight.
oopsie.
Oh, there it is. I was like,
Yeah,
what
to
is
see
that?
if you can, like,
You did
puzzle out what's there.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Oh wait.
Okay.
Do you want me to do them all in a row?
Don't forget.
Yeah, so we'll
Okay.
start with the first one.
Okay.
20.
14.
Natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, the first one seems to be an inverted triangle.
Okay.
Over the top is kind of like this series. They almost look like very tiny, intricate, like snowflakes, but the
Okay.
easiest way to describe it, they look like the asterisk symbol.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. So it seems to be some sort of inversion, but as for what it means or would do, Claremont's just too excited pointing at it. You're
Right. Right.
like, okay, dude, you got, yeah,
Yep.
uh-huh, I hear ya. Moving on. Number 2.
Come on.
Big money, no whammy.
8.
All right. He points to another one that it seems to be a circle that's been split in half, but there's still little tendrils hanging in between. So kind of like 2 half circles, and then an X, and then a block on either side. So it looks kind of like something's been stretched apart.
Okay.
And as he's kind of pointing at that one, you're like, I don't get it, buddy. What is this? And he's like, you're like, okay, I don't know. And then the last one that he points at
Yeah.
is just the massive one at the head of the hall. Give me an
Please.
insight check.
Like the most important room.
You're too caught up in the beautiful imagery of it to figure out what Claremont's trying to convey to you. But there is a massive sphere on top of which appears to be a set of spikes. And drawn in between are all manner of little intricate lines and dots. So it seems like somebody's done some line art over the top of like a little sphere. And Claremont is so excited that you're looking, he like lifts you up to see
Oh
it,
my
and your glasses
God.
kind of like fall out askew, and you're like, I don't know. Jeez, and they put you back down, he's like,
My glasses.
Break your back.
as Janosch sees that Claremont is
playing
just
charades.
having the greatest time, he just walks over. Should you return from your meeting, I will assist in the requested arts.
No.
When the young blood has earned the runes, he may take them with him. See,
Okay.
the rune of protection has already worked for you.
Yeah. You did a pretty good job, ish.
We are going to survive as kings or die as fools. Because I am not coming down from that mountain until we have the answers we need.
Just
The
post
rewards
it up
are
there.
too great. I'll be like Doctor Strange outside the house. Please let me in.
Teach me, please.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Show me
yeah.
the way. Okay, it is around this time that the requested Durna appears in the doorway.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
You see yet another, somewhat older gal. She heads her way over towards Gordo, who's just kind of like leaned up against the wall. He's like, oh man, oh man. As he's just like chugging down his hot pepper mochaccino. She motions to Claremont, who immediately spins it as like, and just hoists him up and carries
Okay.
him outside.
Outside?
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to the tent.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna follow.
Okay. Yeah, as you head back outside, you're expecting the biting cold. It's a comfortable, probably like 70 degrees for you right now.
Oh, wow.
It's a little brisk, but not like you're not frigid, but you're
Right.
also not sweating anymore.
If
Oh,
I
okay,
take
cool.
off my jacket,
Mhm.
does the temperature change?
No.
To me,
Not
perceptually.
not to your senses.
Okay.
We could be fully nude right now.
Yeah,
Race up the
finally.
mountain. Just sprinting naked.
Nudist colony.
As you guys are just running nude down the snowy mountain.
I'm like, just because you can't
Hi,
feel it
Neil.
doesn't mean it's not happening. Beware of frostbite.
your toes are just like black. You're like, yeah, yeah.
Oh boy.
Sheesh.
But yes, Claremont
Crazy.
will eagerly be led with Gordo across the way a little bit
Okay.
to one of the larger tents. You
Okay.
can see there's like 3 little cots in here. Places Gordo on one of them, and it strains immensely under his weight.
Jeez, Gordo's big.
He's thick.
He's a pirate captain.
He's a wide
Bigger
boy.
than a Snicker.
He's got gold bars in his
Yeah.
pockets.
He's about the size of Claremont, just kind of rounder. He's not as fit,
Okay.
but he's
There's
a
muscle
big-
in there. You
Right,
just
yeah,
can't see
yeah,
it as
yeah.
well.
Like if he punched you, it would hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think.
Punch me, Gordo.
I don't think that Troy could take him in a fight. There's a little inside joke there, but yeah, I don't think he could take him in a fight, but he would think about it. He would tell you like, "Oh
He
yeah,
would
I could
say-
get some good punches in, but he'd hit me once, I'd be down."
Yeah.
That's probably how it would be described.
All right.
But yeah, they'll put him down, and it seems like Durna is doing some very, very, very basic
Okay.
medicine looking, and it's like, yeah, your leg is super busted. But they converse. She has a very soft voice, but speaks only in Ethiolan.
Oh. Okay.
So you're like, oh man, yeah,
Right.
I don't know. And
Gordon-
Claremont's next to you. He's like,
You know what she's saying, Claremont? Okay.
he just wants to not feel left out.
No, I see.
So ooh, ooh,
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Claremont and nod too. Like I understand.
Of course, yes. Leg,
yeah. He leans down. He goes,
popsicle stick.
Just like a puzzle piece.
yeah.
Put it back together.
As Durna looks up to you and is holding another
Durna.
similarly colored vial
Yeah.
and just goes
On his
towards
leg?
Gordo and is like, he's gonna drink this.
Okay.
Kind of
okay.
props his head up, and then she kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and walks out of the tent, and as Gordo finishes the cup, he just falls asleep.
Oh. All right.
And she's
Passes
just
out.
just like,
Bedtime.
Dead.
I put him out of his misery.
Nightshade.
Oh my god.
It's better this way. She just comes back in. It's like a horse, you know. You just gotta put him down.
Are his legs like busted everywhere?
One
like,
leg
break,
is completely just
shattered.
shattered.
Okay.
The other one is busted, but workable.
okay.
But one of them, like, he's gonna need help down the mountain somehow.
Didn't he already have like a busted leg too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Is that one the
that's
completely
the
busted or
one that's
working?
like a little bit worse than it was.
Oh.
His good leg is the one that's like just
okay.
completely.
Mm.
Seems like he smacked it pretty good on the way down on like a big rock or something.
Oh boy.
His arms are pretty well intact, but you can see there's some like shallowness to the breathing now that he's laying down and unconscious and not
Yeah.
like hiding his wounds from you because you're children.
Right.
Let's get a medicine check real quick. While we're on the subject and kind of looking over Gordo.
It's the French version. Gordeaux.
21.
21. All right, Phoebe.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, he's got probably 3 or 4 cracked ribs.
Jeez.
A few things are out of place. But while you're kind of splooking him over, you do notice in between where his glove meets his coat, little tiniest splotch of black ink.
Oh. It's not in the shape of anything. Just
Not as far as you can tell. Unless you want to lift his sleeve.
yeah, I'm gonna because he's passed out. I'm gonna like over his face, snap like
Yarr.
he's knocked out.
Mhm.
Gonna blow in his face.
No
Nothing.
response.
Okay. I'm gonna look.
Slap him.
Just
No.
Okay. Yeah, as you pull the sleeve up, you can see at the base of the tattoo there is a black arrow,
Okay.
and it seems as though he's had it doctored or in some way
Oh.
altered to no longer resemble such a thing.
Really?
As in a slightly newer brand of ink, on the top is the little black circle for the top of an anchor. Different symbol. Worth noting.
Okay.
it's not that interesting.
He's not a privateer.
Okay. I was like, what?
At least not from this tattoo. I realize
stabbing him.
I realize from all of your faces, you're like, no! It seems to be a nod to his seafaring days.
Okay.
Nurse,
okay.
quit helping him.
Yeah. Because
He deserves
it's sort of awkward because there's like the black arrow tip and
Okay.
then a circle kind of coming out of the top of that. And then there's like a little trail off of rope. And then at the bottom of the arrow, he's added in like some little anchor
So
image.
he's
Imagery.
made that arrow tattoo into an anchor.
Exactly. It seems like
But you can
if
tell.
he was a member of this thing, he is no longer.
Okay.
Or didn't want people to just
to know. Okay.
Based on what you're able to see and how recently the tattoos have been done, there's definitely a couple years in between. Looks like the arrow part has been redone a few times,
Interesting.
but
Wonder
the
if he
anchor
was-
pieces seem relatively newer, but they've healed over.
Okay.
Could be.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like what we
Interesting.
think all the gym manners
I mean, we haven't been to the big port gym yet, and maybe that's where he was.
should be.
Uh,
He's
I
not
wonder
there.
why he would try to
I was like,
hide.
I'm not even there.
Why would he try to hide that?
well, we
I
were
s-
saying
I
like if
see.
he got like demoted.
Oh.
Like another person came in, took
Yeah.
his
Oh.
spot as like the gym leader or like protector of like that area kind of thing.
Not knowing him that well, it's post-show thoughts.
We'll get
All right.
Just post show.
Check it out, patreon.com/boardingparty.
Plug.
Can I look around the tent just see what's going on in here?
Oh yeah, yeah. Get a quick perceive.
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, natural 20.
Crit baby. Okay. In this tent.
Oh.
I find the potion for
I'm gonna get a.
extending my
I
life.
gotta get a soundboard for crits, so it's just gonna be that.
it. And before we get demonetized, just cut it out.
At 9.3 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, BB, as you look around the tent, you see a very rudimentary mix of chemicals that you would have seen in a hospital setting,
Okay.
designed to help someone fall asleep.
Okay.
For lack of an IV, they have to be ingested, so they're a little bit different in the quantities and such. There's very, very little in the way of actual medical supply up here, to the point that you're now concerned that Gordo might not be fixable here,
Uh-oh.
but he also might not be transportable,
Right.
especially with the weather as it is.
To even if we got there though.
Yet
Exactly.
another reason.
We have sleds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sled.
But also, as you look around,
Do I turn off the mountain? Oh,
you
God.
see two books,
Oh.
both of which appear to be written in English,
Oh yes.
luckily for you, or
I know
common if you
English.
prefer.
They're paperweights
But-
in this tent because they can't read them.
They kind of seem that way. It looks like they were traded at some point. One of them seems to be a children's book, and you kind of are like, okay, yeah, whatever. And
That's
then
my
the
speed.
other seems to be handwritten and is next to a book that looks very similar, but is written in Etiolan. So it
Oh, so
seems
maybe
as
a
though perhaps
translation?
somebody might be translating.
Ooh. Ooh. Can I look at it?
The
Will you read
We'll
to
start
us
with
and
the-
show us the pictures?
We'll start with the Etiolan book cover,
Okay.
as this is sort of the most prominent way that you're able to figure out that this is actually just a translation.
Okay.
It says Mutterberg,
Oh.
and on the front
Tuberg.
lies one of the runes
Okay.
that Claremont was highly interested in. It is the inverted triangle with the little snowflake thingies.
I wonder if it's
Oh.
The other book, the one that looks like somebody's been writing in,
Yeah.
says The Teachings of Mother Mountain.
The T.
I wish Jordan.
I did when we
So does he. But alas, he has chosen to go elsewhere.
He did.
So
Oh,
did I.
well.
Especially when post show. Check it out.
Yep. Anyways,
For just $1 a month.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
As you're kind of flicking through these,
Yeah.
Durna will kind of poke her head back in the tent
Oh.
and see you looking at the books and just goes,
I can borrow them? Okay, I'll bring them back.
I mean,
Thank you.
Are we leaving? We could read the children's book right now
Yeah.
if you want.
Is it like a short?
It looks mostly like a picture book,
Okay.
but
Can I just like flip through that quick?
yeah, get an
No.
investigation check just for like flicking through. See
D
what
and
you
I
see
will
on a
sit
quick
crisscross applesauce. And...
I'm still at the longhouse.
Oh yeah.
Crisscross applesauce. Flip me through that book and tell me pictures.
Would you
What
say
do
insight?
you see? Investigation.
Investigation?
Yeah,
I'm
just
having
a
an
just a
internal
quick flip.
crisis right now on my own.
10.
Pretty much.
All right. As you're flipping through, you see a lot of iconography of massive creatures.
Okay.
One of a tiger, 3 of birds,
Oh.
and 1 of an enormous serpent-like creature
Oh boy.
with many heads.
That's not good.
But that's just on a quick flip through.
Right.
You don't notice a lot of text. It seems like each page has maybe 1 line.
Okay.
But it is written in
Etiolan.
Etiolan. So you're
Okay.
kind of like,
Right.
all right.
Okay.
But as you kind of collect your books, Claremont is very excited.
Yes. We'll read. Just gotta let us borrow it.
And he's kind of doing like what dogs do when they get excited, and he's doing the like.
Happy feet.
I'm trying to see. What did I? Don't I have?
One more page. One more page.
It's in there
One more
somewhere.
page.
Thought that I. I thought I got like multiple like perfumes, but it looks that I only get one.
Yeah, there's
2.
you have Oh No
Yeah, yeah.
and Ode to Phoebe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Ode to Phoebe one is the one that smells pleasant to Phoebe and
Yeah.
potentially Phoebe alone.
All right.
And then there's Oh No, which gets you out of a jam.
Yeah.
It smells like Control Alt and Delete.
From a life.
You know what? Can I give her Miss Duna my last cactus juice just as like I don't know, thank you.
Yeah.
For helping Gordo and letting me take the books for a little while.
Extremely fermented.
It's not just alcohol. This is cactus wine now. Yeah, Duna will.
Thank you.
She just.
She's like turned tonight.
She's like 1 for Duna.
This is to knock out Gordo for what happens,
Yeah.
and then 1 for the doctor.
1 for sanitizing, 4 for Duna, and 1 for the chef. 2 shots of vodka. But yes,
So
you
good.
do. You take up your 2 books.
Okay.
And Claremont very excitedly is like, kind of grabbing you by the hand very gently. He's like,
Where?
and pointing at the longhouse.
Oh, okay. Let's go. I'm just gonna look at Gordo one last time. He's still passed
Okay.
out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's got a lot of the like bright red has kind of flushed out of his face. Seems to be returning to a more normal hue.
Okay.
Might just be that the temperature's kind of equaling out. He's not just like bitterly cold in the face.
Right.
As Duna kind of takes a wet towel and sort of puts it over his head, and it's just
Okay.
like,
Thank you.
hey,
Okay.
Clement, yeah, come on, read to me, read to me.
All right. I'm gonna head back.
Okay. And the 2 of you in that time, you stayed in the longhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was outside on the porch.
Okay. Out on the porch with the silent old woman.
Yeah,
She just-
kind of just like sitting out on the steps, probably like near her but away from her, kind of just looking at that femur bone like thing with like the rune carving in it, and just going over in his head like, how is this gonna help? And then kind of like just processing like magical rocks, runes, like has to be like a logical reason, and kind of just like getting up, kind of pacing back and forth, still staring at this thing, kind of just kicking at snow, just looking annoyed and puzzled at the fact that there's no logical reasoning behind almost anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're pacing back and forth, the woman just kind of like awkwardly smiles and watches you. Like as you kind of spin the little bone chip in your hand, she looks at you and says 2 words. Erster Hund.
Of course.
I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Erster Hund. And points again at the bone chip.
I want to say like Devin's thinking that it might be like ice wolf, ice hound kind of thing. But I don't know. He's just like, oh, okay.
Like, yeah. And to you, peace be with you. And to you as well.
I'll kind of
Peace off.
I'll try to find like I probably have something like within my tools or something, but like just like small twine or something. Just kind of tie it around and just keep it on my neck.
Like a little necklace out with it.
That way I don't lose it, and
Okay.
just so I can kind of keep it close and kind of like still ponder at what this thing is. What the what?
Okay.
Just have a little depressed boy moment walking back and forth.
Yeah. So Phoebe and Claremont, as you're headed back to the longhouse, you do see Dee just kind of pacing, spinning this little bone in his hand. And the woman on the porch is just...
What's going on, Phoebe?
Hey, Duna knocked out Gordo, so he's sleeping.
Good.
She's kind of watching him. She doesn't look like she has very much in there. So I don't know. I guess he's just gonna rest for now, but...
Yeah, I mean, on our way back down, we can, I don't know, figure out a way to tie the sleds together, throw him on there, and
Yeah.
maybe use Claremont to help pull him back down the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, Claremont's really excited. She let me borrow these 2 books. If he wants to, like, go through them.
Okay.
Oh, if you want to go find Milo.
Yeah, sure. And I can help do whatever research that you guys may need. Maybe get a better understanding what's going on here.
Okay. Milo, what have you been up to in there?
I'm trying to remember. I can't for the life of me, and I usually write it down, and I didn't. Who my 4th Pokemon was that I had. I know I had Eunice, Titania, and Arjan.
You didn't write it down?
No, I thought I did, but I didn't.
Oh.
You...
Because I remember I said I wanted to bring Arjan so
Yeah.
that we could see if they fix something.
Okay.
He got his fire back.
It's
I brought-
not Bullet, it's not
Yes.
Monty, and it's not Violet.
Correct, and I didn't bring Houndoom.
And you didn't bring Howl.
Yeah. So...
Did you bring
Do
Wadsworth?
you have Wadsworth with you?
I think you brought Wadsworth.
Yeah, I think because it'd have to be him or Cramorant or Wingle, and I don't think we brought
Yeah,
the
it's
Wingles.
Wadsworth.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Wadsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have Wadsworth with you.
Okay,
We'll puzzle it out. It's all good.
thank you.
I'm not gonna go consult the tapes. It's fine. I have to find them
That's
first
for,
anyway.
That's for the viewers to do and be like, wrong.
Yeah.
Incorrect! And then I'll be like, oh well. I mean, I also said 9 + 6 is 14, and then Jordan and I both sang in unison. I'm beginning to feel like a math god.
That was so funny.
And I left that in.
Oh, good.
I'm like, I'm not gonna highlight it, but I'm not gonna cut it. Like 9 + 5 is 16. Yep, sounds good. And I was like, man, I did that fast. She's like, yeah, you did. And I was like, because it was wrong.
Whoops.
Oh well, it's fine.
I have not been doing much. I just wanted to make sure that Lil Pidge was comfortable.
Little Pidge,
And
That's his name now.
young Pidge.
Yo, what
He's just, yo,
What's up, guys?
Young
Lil Pidge.
I'm young Pidge.
He's wearing Yeezys.
PGs.
Mixtape.
There we go.
Arjan, I just want to make sure Lil Pidge is okay, and then kind of just give Arjan a moment now that he has fire abilities to cook a little bit, sit by the fire a little bit,
He sticks his little toesies out by the fire
Yeah.
and kicks his little feet.
have a good time.
He sit back. Oh yes, this
That's
is a good part of life, baby.
and I will also let Wadsworth come out and let him wander on his own. And
All right.
I want to like point out because Claremont had such a rockin' time.
Oh, yeah.
You like point out the runes and all the like old art and stuff and see if he has any interest or knowledge or
Why don't you pull
whatever.
out like tiny spectacles and like,
This is derivative. Goes back in his Pokeball.
All right,
dare you insult me?
Wadsworth,
Yeah.
give me an art appreciation check.
Okay.
Yes.
He appreciates it 9.
Okay. You hear the like as he's walking around on the wood floors.
It's not like he has to look at the art, but he can wander
You're like,
around and
Okay. Just explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big head on the wall.
He does
There's things
fixate.
to look at.
He fixates pretty hard on the head. He's
Yeah,
like,
as a Pokemon, I feel
Yeah.
like you'd be like,
and he's looking between that and the one behind the chair, and he's like, "Wow."
it's like back in the ball.
Let me in.
Hey, come here!
This is not okay.
Come on! But yeah, Wadsworth doesn't seem particularly transfixed on anything. You're getting the feeling he's got a similar level of skepticism that Dee does.
Interesting.
As he's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay.
He's like, protection. Mm-hmm.
Quack.
Protect me from my migraines.
Inverted polarity? Yeah. Good luck. So he just kind of walks away. He walks away. And as he heads back to you and Arjan's just kicking it, young Pidge is out just like, oh, I can feel my bones again. Claremont very excitedly opens the door for you. He's like,
Thank you. All right, let's go. Story time.
Ooh, story time?
and then he very excitedly like
Yeah.
plops up behind you.
He gathers everyone,
Gather around.
forces everyone to a circle.
Sit.
Is the Mother Mountain book the one that's in complete Etiolan?
Yeah, with the translation version.
Yeah.
Oh, it has
Yeah.
English.
That's the one that's being translated. So it's
Okay.
incomplete.
Partially.
But
Okay.
Let me get a
Well,
crack
wouldn't
at
it be
that.
the
I can finish
opposite?
it.
Full, it's
the
in,
Etiolan one is complete.
oh, I thought it would be the opposite.
one that says
I don't know what it-
Mutaberg
Yeah.
is
Nice.
completed. It seems like somebody at some point was working on translating this book.
Gotcha.
I got this. I'm a professional.
I'm
Cartographer.
assuming that
Yeah.
was not
Cartographer.
Duna.
If Claremont,
Calligrapher.
No,
if
doesn't seem to have
Claremont
been.
sits down for story time, would he allow me to sit on his shoulders for story time?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, dude, do you try?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. As you're kind of climbing up, he's just. He gets like very low and flat for you to get on. You see just this big mitt on the side. You're like, yep, I'm here. And he's like, ooh, ooh. You kind of like put your hands on his head
Yeah.
fins, and it's real weird.
Yeah. I'll sit with Arjan in my arms and Pidge on my head.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
be a
Arjan
Pokemon totem pole.
very excitedly like kind of puts his little hands on Claremont's head. It is a spectacle. The lot of you, as Janos is just kind of like leaning in his chair, kind of falling asleep.
I'm gonna let Mute out. Have him
Okay.
ponder around.
Yeah, Mute comes out and he's like,
Creepy, right?
He's like, you say creepy, I say amazing.
and he's just kind of walking really slowly. He's like, oh yeah, oh this is cool, dude.
Just feel free to walk around. Just don't be disrespectful to the owner.
He's like, okay, all right.
I'll just let him do his thing. And then if Phoebe wants, I can begin trying to translate things over. If you
Okay.
want me to. I can usually, I don't know, big brain it to where, finding words that are Etiolan that transfers over into, I guess, English.
Sure.
So,
I'm gonna read the English that has been translated though.
Okay.
But
The
I will
English
give
that
Dee the
has
rest.
been translated seems to accompany the words in the Mutaberg book.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like whoever's translating was sort of summarizing.
Okay.
They're like, okay, this is sort of the gist. They're like, okay,
Cliff
some of the words are
notes.
getting lost.
All right.
Seems like you've found somebody's, like, just literally like a personal transcript of this book that they found interesting.
Okay.
The Teachings of Mother Mountain. Rule number 1. Nature is family. Rule number 2. The tribe is family. Rule number 3. Family comes first. Rule number 4. The tribe is one with nature. And there's a bunch of other like kind of crossed out lines of translations. Seems like things kind of went a little rocky the first couple passes through.
Okay.
And there's another passage. However, the 3 longest words are incompletely translated,
Okay.
which is a bit awkward for you.
Okay.
But it's if thee wills it so, it will be so. And you can see just dozens of attempts to translate a single word. And this is written 3 separate times with 3 separate iterations of misspellings. And none of them make any sense.
If thee will it so.
Yeah, and then there seems to be whatever that word that's missing. They're like, kettle pot. No, that's stupid. And it seems like whoever was trying to translate these 3 words was just getting nowhere.
What was the rest of it? If thee will it so.
If thee wills it so, it will be so. There's 3 passages of that. And the last one, again very, very brokenly translated, is to defy the will of the elements is to defy reason. And to defy reason is to defy the tribe.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Mm-hmm. To defy the will of the elements is to defy reason. And to defy reason is to defy the tribe.
Going from what is written, what is translated from Etiolin to English, and this one that I have that is just straight Etiolin. Can I find like common words and like begin to fill in the blanks?
Yeah, give me an intelligence check.
It was on 16 and then my dice bag said nope for a 5.
Oof. Okay. Kind of. You're making a little bit of progress.
Okay.
But it's mostly like recognizing how they got from here to there with linking words.
Yeah.
So like the, you're like, oh, yeah, dude. The, totally. Yeah. Yeah, it's the. But then you're kind of like, I don't get it. And you can see Claremont's like kind of.
What we got, buddy?
And he just keeps motioning to the picture book in your hands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, picture book time.
He's like, I don't care about that.
He's
like,
like,
I don't
get
care
your
about
words
words."
out of here. Show me the pictures. Show me the pictures.
All right, let's pop open this sucker.
All right, Phoebe. As you open it,
Magic.
with
comes up.
SD's kind of trying to translate, you see those same words.
Okay.
If,
If.
the. Well, actually, all 3 of you, because you're all there. You all have eyes. You all have
On a
working
good
brains. Take a look-see-do. Give me a straight-up intelligence check. No extra modifiers.
Oh, okay.
Just intelligence check. You get your bonuses that you have, but it's not a proficiency deal.
14.
14.
We get our bonuses?
For
So
just
just
Intelligence.
For just
it's not like a
intelligence.
history check or
Right.
anything, just your intelligence score.
21.
21.
19.
Damn.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, D, as you're kind of translating, you're like, what? It kind of clicks for the 2 of you. As you're looking around at like the structure of the words and the imagery in the book, that first word that's missing is Icebringer. As very vibrantly colored and much to Claremont's delight, beautifully etched is a symbol of a large pale blue bird with a tail that stretches across the sky. And as it flaps its wings, little snowflakes begin to fall. You can see on the bottom of the page, there's a large triangle upon which all these snowflakes are gathering. As Claremont's just,
Yes.
as the
I'm
passage
also gonna
reads, if the Icebringer wills it, it will be so.
Can I get a clarifying question? I may have missed this,
You
but
may.
the snowflake little pictures on the triangle, is the triangle like a mountain?
The triangle is inverted.
It's inverted.
So I can't make a triangle with my hands right now. It's like this.
Okay.
So an upside down triangle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're able to discern, the two of you, and then as you fill D in, it kind of makes a little more sense. If the Icebringer wills
Duh.
it will be so.
My bad. I'm doing 4 things at once.
Yeah, as you're kind of like, okay, I'm translating. Gonna get that going. Mute, don't touch that. Okay, we're going. As he's like just poking the tiger.
With the claw.
You want to fight?
He's gonna get himself freaking mounted on a wall.
The second page, as you turn it over, is an enormous sea serpent bearing many heads,
Mhm.
and a crack of thunder overhead, and some like lightning strikes headed down, as each of the heads has been severed, save for one. This page has no text, but Claremont loves it. He thinks it's great, all the same.
He wants that as part of his tattoo.
He's like, I think it's fascinating how the heads have been severed.
The way the composition.
You should look at this, you would love it.
Look at the negative space as it crawls, and then Wadsworth's like, derivative.
In the background of this little drawing and depiction, there are several large ships. One appears to be a massive, like, longship structure. One is a more European style, like, galley. And then there's an enormous, like, brigandine style ship, just huge. All of them are sort of launching cannons. And in the middle of this massive storm cloud overhead, there is a very small, like, stick figure depiction. The two of you, book nerds. Sorry to keep singling you
That's
out, Milo,
fine.
but
The
two more bookish nerds. D, I'm gonna give you advantage on this because this is more in your wheelhouse than anybody's.
Okay.
Give me a history check.
18.
18. Phoebe, give me a shot. Just a history check.
History.
Yours will just be normal, but we'll see how you do. Because 18's pretty good, but you guys might get different things out of it. 4? 6. Okay. Yeah, as you're kind of looking through, you get it at a weird angle. You're like, I don't know. I can't really tell. You're like, yeah, it's cool. And Claremont's like,
Yes.
he's like, do the voices. Do the voices. D.
Yeah.
Something about this picture.
Mhm.
Reminds you of some old myths that you've heard and read about. Probably in a similar vein to Milo watching the History Channel. Some kind of deal like that.
Papa.
In all of your readings, there's a pretty common resurgence and belief among people who travel the sea for any reason, even those that fly overhead, that believe that the various aspects of the ocean are to be respected and feared in equal part. For each one is as temperamental as the other, and that should any one aspect fall out of line, the others would rise up to bring it in line.
Say, like, the temperature of the ocean.
No mention of temperature, sadly, in the past, because
There was never a concern.
exactly, nobody ever thought, oh, what if the ocean freezes? Because that's highly
And then
improbable.
the one guy that brought it up was just mocked relentlessly.
When the ocean freezes, you'll all be sorry.
Where's Jonathan? He's the only one.
I'm sorry, you didn't believe me. Now you'll all be sorry. How do we fix it? Wouldn't you like to know? I was laughed out of the universities. Anyways, moving on from poor Jonathan's fall from grace.
Trials and tribulations.
It's a one shot later.
Heck yeah.
Roll a
Jonathan's-
persuasion to convince your peers.
This is Jonathan's thesis presentation.
Yeah.
Roll for nerves. But yeah, that's about what you're able to get, D. You're like, okay. So it's in the same way that we would have a myth about like a kraken or
Yeah.
like a hydra,
These
something
ships,
like that.
is there any names on these ships or any significant people mentioned?
No
Little
names on there.
Einstein.
No names on at least for the children's book. They didn't put a ton of detail in there, but you
Yeah.
can see they are very distinct.
Okay.
With the roll of the 18, one of them does indeed say the Red Prince. Or at least screams of a description that you have read
In a
of
previous
basically
history
like
book?
Blackbeard's ship would be kind of the equivalent.
Confirmed family is as famous as Blackbeard.
Arguably more so, but who knows? And to be fair, D, growing up, even though you weren't anywhere near the ocean, people kind of ragged on you for the last name. Like, oh, you think you're cool? You think you're like a pirate lord or something? Like, wow.
D just never probably got the reference until
Yeah, you're not really making connections, but it's there for what it's worth.
Oh.
I'll explain.
Post-show thoughts.
Patreon.com/party.
As low as $1.
Check it out.
Link in the description.
Your turn.
Join up. You can join the discussion.
Wow, it sounds like you're like right in our ears.
I am. Oh.
But no, you gotta cover it again.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was loud to me. But yes. Do you progress further through the story?
Yes.
As Claremont is like,
Yeah.
That's enough.
yeah.
No.
All right.
You
The
kidding
next
me?
page.
That's only the second page.
I know, I'm kidding.
The next page seems to have been added in after the book was bound
Oh.
and depicts two large tigers doing battle.
Sick.
One of which bears many rune-like symbols on its fangs and is being led by a very inelegant depiction of Janos. He's just sort of blocky and sticky as he holds a massive bone in his hand, and the other tiger seems to be missing its head and one of its legs.
And I'm gonna look at the head on the wall. Is that
Seems like somebody may have either placed an image of their own making in the book, or someone else who very much admired the event did and saw fit to place it alongside other myths.
He edited his own Wikipedia page.
And Janos was pretty much the coolest guy to ever have lived. He was super generous and very handsome.
No
And
sources needed.
He killed the tiger source. Look at him. He's pretty cool. But yeah, it seems like somebody may have stuck that one in. As Claremont sees it, he goes, and then covers Arjan's eyes.
Cute. I approve.
As you flip to the next page.
Oh. Was this one also added post-bind?
No.
Oh.
This page is very, very dark. Seems like it was done with charcoal, maybe.
Okay.
And it depicts a large mountain bursting with lava. And from the top of this lava burst, you can't help but notice the symmetry of it. It almost looks like wings of lava spreading wide. And there's a line of text. Everybody give me another intelligence check. Figure out
Just
the
intelligence?
word. Whoa. Uh-huh.
11.
Nice.
21?
21.
14.
All right. Phoebe, yet again, you're like, Etiolan's easy. It's the same as blue finish. Obviously.
Finish.
You're able to piece together the words Firekeeper.
Okay.
Aye.
Firekeeper.
And it says, if the Firekeeper wills it, it will be so. And on the base of this volcanic mountain, scrubbed away from the charcoal that seems to have rubbed into the page, you see a similar sort of fireball shape that you see on the massive rune up at the front of the longhouse.
Okay.
As Claremont is just kind of shifting back and forth. Milo, as you and the young Pidge and Arjan are kind of rocking back and forth with him. And as you flip to the last page of the children's story, you see a similar, it almost looks like the same kind of charcoal material, but it's a very sort of bright blue on the left, and it fades into darker and darker grays and then eventually into black, as arching through are massive crackles of lightning and the silhouette of an enormous spined set of wings. One last time, everybody. Figure out that word.
Zapdos.
She said it.
16.
Modified 20.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you're all able to piece together
In sync.
as you're kind of figuring things out. If the Thunder Guard wills it, it will be so.
Sick.
And as you flip to the back cover, written again, is to defy the will of the elements, is to defy reason. And to defy reason is to defy the tribe. As Claremont is just like...
We'll put a page with you in it.
As Arjan's like, he's shaking a lot, he's really excited.
Guys, I feel like the way these are depicted, there'd be some sort of tie to the stones. And it's plausible, with the only exception being, like, we've seen the fire one.
Mm-hmm. You mean we haven't seen the other stones?
Like previously I would have been like, oh, maybe that's the ice one, and maybe that's the electric one, because they kind of seem like they have those elements to it. This one's straight up coming out of a volcano, which I can't see being anything other than fire. And we've seen the fire one, the fire stone.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not guardians.
Maybe they created the stones. Like they're older than the stones.
Could be.
They're like elements.
Do you
It
think?
keeps talking about.
Do you think we should ask the pack leader about the stones or no?
I mean, he is a leader. He probably already knows about them.
Yeah, that's true.
fair.
That's true.
Okay. Do you want to ask him?
I mean, I have something I want to bring up to him anyways. So I can kind of be a segue.
Do it up. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll be right back here supporting you, D.
Dio kind of get up and he'll kind of grab Mute by like the paw and kind of drag him along with.
Yes, he's like looking at the wall, you're just...
Excuse me, Janusz. I have a one question. And I don't really know what your people's customs are. I'm still trying to learn. So if I'm being disrespectful in any sort of way, I apologize.
Ask your question, please.
You are called the Master of Tigers, correct?
I am.
Is there other masters that live here?
Not here, no.
Oh, where are they at?
Many do not choose to settle down.
would there be one for, and I kind of like bring Mute out to the front, something like him.
He's just like,
Masters of Honey, no. That's
you
Pooh
seek
Bear.
the title of Master of Bears.
Not necessarily seeking, just a better understanding of, well, my best friend. Kind of just got like, dude, you're pressing me.
He is a most curious creature. He's just like, just eating more honey, picking his nose. Kind of taps the quick claw on the ground and kind of bamfs around a little bit. As Janos gives a very quizzical look as Mute's just. He has potential. Perhaps someday you will find a Master of Bears. Claim that title for yourself.
I read in the book kind of how you became Master of Tigers in a way. Well, is that what I would, or he would have to do to become, or myself? Or is it not as brutal anymore?
The title, many would say, is not worth the price. As he kind of cracks his knuckles and then looks back up towards the tiger on the back of his chair. Just gives it a nice, like, knowing pat on the side.
Was that one your friend?
More than that. She was everything. The locals called her the Erstehund. It is what earned me the title Pack Leader.
What do those words mean?
Means she was the first.
Those are the words that the lady said out front, right?
The full translation as you're gathering of Erstehund is First Hound.
That was close. Okay. Follow-up question, kind of sidebarring from that awkward and depressing story in Tales. We found, or my companions came across these sort of stones, these elemental-esque type stones. You aware of such things?
I am, and given your interest in a very particular children's book, I am not surprised to hear you say these words.
He just goes,
Those were the first stone keepers.
Oh.
Some have fallen, others have risen.
So I presume you know of what happened with the fire one?
I felt the ripples, yes.
So I guess the big question is there any merit to our journey up north?
Do any among you possess the skills and abilities to rise as the next Guardian of Flame?
It's a loaded question.
Well,
I am not the one you must answer to.
is
It is
that
not my decision to make.
so? Is that what would happen if we were to continue north?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, can still go north. All right.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
because we were hoping we could come here, learn more of the legends, which we
Heck yeah.
are, and see if there is something that we could learn, do, / achieve to bring balance back and bring fire back.
A little springtime going.
Yeah. Let the ocean not be frozen.
Yes.
That's the big one.
Just bringing balance back to where it should be.
Yes.
I mean, not one element should thrive above all else, in my opinion.
A familiar sentiment. Very well. The return of flame is not something you will find at the summit of the mountain. The latter, however, if the offering is suitable enough. The effects can be undone.
To the world?
The region, at least.
Okay.
I know not how far spread these effects are.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like our quest continues. Would we have, hypothetically, a benefit in talking to the Icebringer if we were in possession of, say, an ice stone?
His eyes sort of twitch for a second. Hypothetically, it would go one of two ways. As I am not he who speaks for the Icebringer,
True.
I will make no promise of your safety. However, returning a shard of the prime stones would be a most treasured gift.
We're in, baby.
Hypothetically,
Of course.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
asking for a friend.
She's right there.
Not me.
Asking for a friend who's right there. This my friend. This one right here.
I was never friends with him. No.
And as he's talking, you can see Claremont is just kind of like inching closer.
To him?
Mhm.
Oh.
It's getting ever closer.
Come on. Get some space, dude.
It is all right.
Okay.
He feels close to the source.
You?
No.
The source of what?
His powers. His kind. They are ancient, loyal,
Oh.
protective.
Grey worm.
Keep him close to you, and he will keep you safe.
God.
He and I have, in different ways, interacted with the same source, to
No.
put it as your kind do.
Interesting.
Oh.
As you notice, the man stands quite large.
Yeah.
He's like nearing 7 feet.
Okay.
He's
Wow.
incredibly
Rich.
jacked
Yep.
and is adorned in all manner of like very large sort of bone fragment armor. He seems very out of place. It almost looks like if you had plucked him from like a play
Yeah.
and just stuck him in there.
How attractive is he?
Depends how you swing, but
Hot or not?
he's
is he a father?
solid
Is he a
minimal like 9
Would
out
he
of
be
10.
a father figure or of the scolding variety?
The main villain in Ragnarok was nicknamed Hot Dad
Oh.
because Jordan asked how attractive he was, and Drew said very, and that was his name for the rest of the campaign.
He's a dope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on like a lust perspective, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, this guy, now that he's kind of like stood in front of you and the fire's kind of raging, he's
Yeah.
got very long, dreaded black hair that's been kind of braided and just mashed into a variety of like different heighted ponytails. And as he stands above you holding onto this like massive bone, you're like, oh, frick, that's a leg. As you think back to your book, and see him holding the leg of a tiger. It seems as though...
Like the femur? There's no
Yeah.
knee on it, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's just one large like femur bone that he seems to be using to kind of get around.
Big tiger to have a
Yeah.
staff
Yeah.
for a
And as you notice, the tiger that's laying behind the throne
It's bigger.
seems equally large, if not a little bit bigger. As it's kind of just coiled around
Yeah.
this whole throne room, you can see its paws are nearly the size of you.
I don't need all the badges.
God.
yeah, like 7 spawns. Like that's a win. In
Seven's
my book.
good. I'm gonna retire. I don't want to die, so I'm gonna go. He uses bite, and you die. Okay,
Yeah.
and you're
You
dead.
just fart on us and
Just pass out.
You die. You take 3 billion poison damage, and you're dead. Oh no! But you can
Wow.
see
All right.
as Claremont is just like, it's like I want to touch. He's no.
Dang.
all right.
Yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
What?
If you wish to make the journey north, you should rest first. You will need
Okay.
your strength.
I agree.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you for the hospitality again and
Yeah.
barrage of questions and understanding from non-native folk.
Yes.
It has been good to meet all of you.
You
His
as well.
eyes fix on you for a little bit too long, and you're kind of like, social
Oh,
awkwardness
yeah.
kicks in.
Anxiety. Just. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Sounds good.
Night. Just
Right.
grab mute.
I just picture the guy like
Okay.
sleeping on the throne with the tiger, and then at the very end of the building, in the opposite corner, we're like huddled up.
Look, it's like it's so super scary.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna pull out the Pori phone and send a text message. Alive. In Etiola.
We did it.
Massive myths and legends here.
Lots of info dump, too much to text.
Too much to text. Hope all is safe. Heading to the
Call me when you get these.
Frost Peak,
Freeze Lock Peak.
Freeze Lock Peak, in the morning.
Yeah.
Wish us luck. Love, the Milo and Phoebe.
Do you want me to text this to you?
Just eventually.
Well,
Doesn't have to be right now.
it's gonna be.
Okay.
It's gone.
All right. As you are all sleeping indoors,
Yes.
no watch is necessary unless you want to.
I would like to do the equivalent of a morning watch just because I'm curious what they do in the morning.
Okay. You just want to like snoop on the Ediolans?
Yeah, kind of. Like sit on the porch and just kind of watch their stuff.
Waking up really early.
Let Marie bounce around.
Eunice!
Before D does go to sleep, he would go back up to Janusz like super awkwardly.
Yeah.
And being like, I have these towers here. It is of technology, but I figured I'd ask you first, given the look at, yep, that. That
As
could
the
have been more
tiger
perfect.
shifts.
Would this be okay to place on top of your gym to better communicate with everybody down below? I didn't want to just put it up without your permission, giving you, since you are the head honcho here. It was just a request from one of the professors in Fola.
It gets very, very low and so awkwardly close to your face.
Oh boy.
Long of the Galates owed a debt to the Blackwater. If you would call upon this favor now, I must oblige.
Like on faith.
These like
Deal.
You may assemble this tower of yours. Just make sure it's out of the way.
you know, it's really not all that important, and I don't want to break your traditions and impede on your way of life. So I'm just gonna say to the professor, it's a hard pass. Thank you. Good night. Goodbye.
He puts his massive hand on your shoulder. Do what you came here to do.
Mm-hmm.
We knew you were coming. Assemble
Just-
your tower. As he kind of like props you up, dusts you off a little bit, straightens your collar. Off you go.
And just
As he claps twice, he goes, help the young Blackwater onto the roof. You will need steady hands. As the two younger boys come back in. And they usher you outside as Claremont's like... He's like, what did he smell like?
God.
Did you get his autograph? As you walk on by, the two young boys help you outside. And they begin assembling their little ladder structure. They kind of prop it up for you. And they hold it steady. As
Yeah.
up you go.
Yeah. As soon as I get to the top, I'll just kind of like sit there and think of like kind of like repeat the words that he said to me, like just over and over again, kind of snap out of it and begin assembling the tower. But kind of just like in, like as if I've done this like 100 times, just kind of like
Oh, just the
deadpan
muscle
stare.
memory. You're just
Yeah.
Porygon go. As up it goes, you're just... It's the two kids at the base of the ladder. Hello.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'll make my way back.
All right. As you climb back down, the two kids just kind of
Thanks for the help.
good.
Tell Janusz, thank you very much.
Good.
I'm gonna go inside. I'll kind of tap them and being like,
Okay. Just go.
thumbs up.
Choose.
Shoes.
Let's get some shoes.
Okay. As you just walk around back to the front, they start tearing down the little ladder construct, which is just it's basically like 3 tall wooden ladders just folded on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which for D, you're like, there's no place like home. No
Yeah.
place like home.
I'll just kind of go inside and just kind of just eat for these two, just make hard eye contact and like noticeable just like sweat. Like and just
Yeah.
kind of like sit in the corner.
You good?
He said something about knowing my family.
Huh.
Knowing my last name and that he knew that I'd be coming.
What? Have you ever been here before?
No.
Has your family ever been here before?
Not I don't know what my dad does for work. I mean, I'm pretty sure if my dad ever met this man would beat him within an inch of his life, but
Maybe you should ask him if he knows your dad, like by name. No? Okay.
No, hard pass.
Nope. No.
I literally I only hold on to my last name because of my mom. That's it. So I don't want anything to deal with him.
Do you think maybe he knew your mom?
I don't know. He said something about like he owes my family like a favor, like a debt.
Oh.
Like that I can call upon at any time.
Well, that's
That seems pretty intense.
maybe that's why we've been so well accepted, even though we haven't been the most polite.
We haven't?
I mean, we just kind of walked in here.
No, that's true.
I mean, we kind of asked like the lady up front. She seemed like it
Yeah.
was fine. It's like a communal.
I feel like it's just
Area.
hard because we don't speak their language.
I just got the vibe walking up here with like the runes and stuff that no one really ever comes here.
yeah, well,
No
not very often.
outsiders. It's all
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
either you come here to do the gym and leave.
Yeah.
Right, like you just pass through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to bed.
Me too.
Hey, before we sleep, we're all still good to do this, right?
I'm seeing this through. Something needs to change.
Okay. I just want to make sure after. I mean, that was a lot of legend stuff. I want to make sure no one had any cold feet. I'll be over here.
As Claremont goes,
Anyways, good night, guys. And
He's
I'll lay
gonna laugh
down.
at Claremont's laugh.
he does this big belly laugh as even Arjan's kind of just like,
I'm gonna lay down and roll over, facing the wall, and then immediately like drop my smile, like I'm terrified for what we're about to do. Yeah, good times, right, guys? Okay. Oh my gosh.
as Claremont is like, that is the funniest man I have ever met. Master of humor. Yep, you got it.
Bedtime.
It'd be totally fine if one of you guys was scared. I'm not scared, but if you're scared.
We can totally back out.
As you're like just curled up against the wall. Hey, if anybody wants to back out now, I won't blame you. We don't have to go if you're scared. I can stay back with you. We'll be okay together.
I mean, I don't know what else to do, so.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. D's just mind 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Like he just crashes. Just
Yeah.
Sleep, sleep.
I'm gonna dream about the children's book.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Wow.
just a fever dream.
Yeah.
As Phoebe does karate chops in her sleep, imagining all the pictures. As Claremont's just, she's winning. A fierce opponent, strong battle. Ooh. D, you've got just recurring anxiety nightmare of the hand on your shoulders, like, oh my god, of the man getting awkwardly close to your face, saying that his family owes yours a debt, and what that might mean.
That's very weird.
As you all awaken, Milo first of all, to the sound of an enormous bellowing roar from the tiger at the front of the longhouse.
That'll wake you up.
As it seems like this is just how this thing yawns.
Did I have to poop? Because I don't think I do anymore.
No, it hits the brown note. You all just immediately. As the roar echoes out, the flames kind of flicker towards the door, and then eventually head back to normal. As the tiger stretches its legs and rears up to its mostly full height, as it still has to duck its head to fit in this building. You watch as the two young boys are called over to open the back door of the longhouse, as the whole back wall just kind of slides open in two large barn doors. As the tiger stretches its legs, and you can see it peers out over this probably 10-foot high doorway, and you can see like the back of its ankles as it rears out. This thing is massive. And as
Holy
with
cannoli.
every step, it kind of quakes the earth just a touch.
Is this thing a guardian?
And it lets out one more loud, bellowing roar to signal to Etiola that morning has come.
Better wake up.
Yeah, as
Eat you.
the roar echoes through, all those little white puppies immediately sit. They're like, "Yep, we've been good. We're not doing
I'm a
anything
good
wrong."
I feel like we have to offer this thing something. Not
Yeah,
to
right.
eat us.
I require a snack.
And a snack is 300 pounds of meat.
I require
God.
That's
100.
a snack too.
Yeah.
I need 130 sheep a day. Oh my god. Oh, I can't
Hide you
sustain that
knees.
for long.
That's my
Nice.
side dish. You need snack.
He's a seasoning. It's like one popcorn.
I get it because it's wool and it looks like popcorn.
But yeah, if Eunice were to be out, he would immediately just like, and he freezes in place, and just a whole bunch of like cotton wool just.
It's fine. Come back.
Just pokes out. He's like,
come back, Eunice. Here, come back.
Does one of those dude get stiff and just fall over?
I will run up to him and like try to as discreetly as possible call him back because I know they don't approve of Pokeballs here.
Okay. Yeah, as you call him back, he's just like, thank you. As back in he goes. As that large tiger silently just kind of leaps off towards the side of the mountain.
You're going to say licks his lips.
It just kind of heads off,
Okay.
presumably in search of breakfast.
Oh.
As Janosch himself kind of heads out that back door and just watches the massive tiger leap away.
Okay.
You guys ready to go?
I think so.
We need more of that juice.
No, it says that it lasts until we leave this, head back south.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Once we leave the protection of the runes.
Yes.
Explain that, scientist.
I really can't.
It's nanites. We're magnetic now.
Okay. We got the vaccine.
Honestly, this place is just... I don't know. I'm at a loss for words for the first time ever in my life.
Yeah.
I can deal with magical source stones and stuff like that, given the fact that there's, the fire stones, water stones, thunder stones, things like that.
Yeah.
I can deal with that because those could be pieces that,
Yeah.
From it that have a smaller variety.
Yeah.
But this, I got nothing. And I'm not about to tell that man up there that it's baloney at all.
I totally believe it. Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
You're like,
This is my religion, actually.
I was trying to convince these guys.
yeah, they actually, Milo doesn't believe you. He doesn't believe in any of your stuff, so if you could tell him how it works, tell him that he's wrong. I tried to tell him, he didn't listen.
All right. I do want to pop in. Can we say goodbye to Gordo?
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah,
he
he still is like out,
Oh,
we can leave him a
unconscious,
note.
but
thanks.
Thanks. That's it.
yeah. Gurna, who is still kind of overseeing him, is just like,
Hello.
Good
kind
morning.
of pats your hand, just like,
Hello. Thank you.
and just kind of continues to change some of the light bandaging on his leg, and you can see there's a lot of dried blood on there.
Yikes.
Seems
Well,
like he's got some pretty heavy gouging of the leg, but
I'm going to write a note, and it says, "Get well soon, Gordo. We're going to the peak.
Yeah.
We'll see you
We'll be
soon."
back for you.
And did we have like a cool group name with him for
Feel
our
better.
journey? Did we?
Anchors away.
Yikes.
I mean, if all the anchors could go away, that would be great. So I'm down with that. Anchors away, Milo, Phoebe, and D.
okay. You leave your note for Gordo.
Yes.
Quick thing. As D's kind of packing up like all the stuff from like the longhouse, before he like leaves out the door, is Janish in there?
He's kind of like stood out the back of the longhouse as they're kind of airing out all the smoke and extra heat from the night,
Okay.
just to kind of refresh it.
Yeah, D'll kind of like just stare at him for a second and kind of ponder everything that like was said and kind of just figure it out when we get there, I guess. And he'll catch up with the two of you.
Okay. Are we out of the Gordo's tent or whatever?
Sure.
If you want to be.
Just seeing Gordo reminded me, on the Gordo's arm, it's like he had one of those arrow tattoos, but he tried to cover it up or change it.
Like the ones that the gym leaders have.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And now it's kind of like an anchor.
What kind of anchor?
Not that kind of anchor.
Okay. Is there another kind of anchor?
Well, I mean, it's just a generic nautical
Yeah.
symbol.
Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah, the
regular.
privateer anchor is like not stylized in any way. It's very basic and generic.
I believe it. I just had to
Yeah.
roleplay it.
Cool. Just for your...
Well, we'll definitely have to ask him about that when he wakes up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, off we go.
Yeah. To the peak.
All right. I'll do that move where I like pull my backpack up and then like pull the straps.
Ready for anything.
All right.
Should we tie each other again?
Like if it gets that
If it starts to
treacherous,
get- If it starts to get worse again, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do you want to leave the sleds here? That way they don't get damaged? Or do you think we're going to need it? At least take one, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it over my backpack.
Oh, that's small.
It's pretty big.
Oh,
Pretty big
never
size.
mind.
I
I
was
won't do
like, what? You're just gonna like.
I was gonna say, I'm like, even Claremont would be like,
that.
strong and funny.
Redacted.
I was going to say, yeah, probably Nubster or Claremont can just tug it, pull
Yeah.
it along.
It might be helpful for getting down, but we should save it for Gordo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go.
All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, probably good that you don't bring the sled. As you make your way over
Sleds
to
are
the path to the
forbidden.
summit,
There's a sign that says no sleds.
Yeah.
it is a tremendous staircase
Oh.
consisting of enough steps to lead you into the clouds.
Whoa.
He's just like,
We're
Yeah.
gonna get our steps in.
leg day.
Yeah, here we go.
As you make your way up, give me a marching order, just in case.
D's in the back.
I can go first.
Okay. Volunteering accepted.
Phoebe's going first.
Always the weakest one in the back. The wizard always is in the back.
I am in the back, behind everyone else.
I'll be in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, as
The
you're all
youngest.
draw, heading on up these steps. Phoebes,
Yes.
as the one in the front, give me a perception check.
Okay. Like dexterity. One of the stairs falls in.
Give me a dex save.
On a
stair.
solid mountain, it just
Yeah.
opens up into a pit.
It's a staircase mimic. It eats you. No, that's dirty.
Oh,
Baby.
22.
Okay. Phoebe, right as you're cresting through where clouds begin to cover and you can't really see anymore, you're kind of just scrub away all the clouds. And you see beautifully carved marble columns begin to form all the way up this sort of staircase. And you notice you're suddenly indoors
Oh.
along the outside of this mountain.
Okay.
You seem to be standing in some sort of massive, ornate mountaintop temple. And in the center of this room burns a large, like, sconce of blue fire. But it's freezing in here.
Bowing to it.
As an individual is standing at the far end of this temple, probably about 30 feet from you. It is opened up once more into the sky, peering out over a sea of clouds. The individual, I say holds, but it more like the two have become the same. A large staff, at the top of which is a crystal not all that dissimilar from Nubster's tusks. But it seems as though the wood that this staff is carved from has largely enveloped this person's hand
Huh.
and goes most of the way up the arm, keeping it nice and stiff. And as they gently sway this hand back and forth, it's almost as though they're conducting a symphony of storms out over this cloud-like sea. They turn to face you, and they pull their hood back. Their head has been shaved, and their eyes are pure white. Not in a magical way. It seems like this person is blind.
Oh.
And as they spin
They break.
and give you a kind of once-over up and down, very curious, these 3 children that have just entered their temple.
Their temple, yeah.
You see the massive silhouette over the clouds
Huh?
Oh.
of a bird.
Oh.
And we'll pick this up here next time.
No.
Thanks everyone so ever very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this lore-heavy sode. And we'll be back with more from both of this group and the other next time. With clouds beneath them and storms all around, the Tots prepare to make their offers. If you enjoyed this leg of the Tater Tots journey, leave a like on the video and show them your support. If you'd like to keep up with the Tots in the future, why not subscribe to the channel? If you'd like to help us out in other ways, you can follow the links in this video's description box to the Patreon. And there you can join the discussion in our Discord servers, check out the post show still rolling, and get access to some extra special content before it goes live. There's also a link if you'd like to check out some Boarding Party merch, and let us know in the comments below what you think about the myths of Eddiola and what the Icebringer might show our heroes. Thanks for watching Boarding Party. We'll catch you next week.